Yes. What's going on, good people? This is MC Tim with everybody's Hip-Hop Label. You are tuned into the Boom Bap Chat. We are at number 39. We have a legendary MC guest artist in the building tonight, and we're going to introduce him in just a moment. If you don't have your copy of the Boom Bap Review, make sure you go get it. You can check it out. You can start reading it for free at boombapreview.com. Check that out. And I also want to give a shout out to Everybody's Records here in Cincinnati. If you're in town, go check them out, get some good music. And if you're not, you can go to everybody'srecords.com and check out their music there. So without further ado, I want to introduce a legend that we have tonight. This man's been putting it down nearly 3 decades, probably over 3 decades. We're going to get into that, of just classics, still going, still putting out great music. Want to kind welcome to the one and only Billy Danze to the Boom Bap Chat. Welcome, my friend. Welcome.
Thank you, brother. Look, there we go.
Yeah. Hey, man, it is so good to have you, man. Welcome.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate the opportunity, man, to kick it with you guys, and the support. You know what I mean? Yeah,
for sure. Before we jump in, just want to shout out Profound is here. What's up, Profound?
Man, what's good? What's good, Billy? Good to meet you, brother.
Good to meet you too, brother. I'm here.
And we have IOMOS. IO, what's up, man?
Peace. What's going on?
There we go. Cool. So, Billy Danze, the first thing we always do with our guest artists is we show appreciation. You know, we never have artists in here that we do not appreciate. That just doesn't make any sense to us. So we always have artists that we really appreciate, and just want to give you your roses, man. The hip hop that inspired me the most is that early to mid 90s sound. And you with Lil Fame, M.O.P, you know, had a huge hand in that, in creating that sound. And man, it just inspired me so much. And then, you know, one thing I really appreciate about you and, you know, and Lil Fame as well is it didn't stop there. Like, you kept on putting out quality material, touring, doing all that, you know, all these years, and still going strong. We'll get into the new album, which is dope, still going strong. So for such a, you know, so many years of such quality music, I give you roses, man. Props to you for that.
Thank you, my brother.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I mean, it's been fun, right? Like, I mean, we came into the business at a time where, I mean, like most artists will say, well, you know, music saved my life. Like, it literally saved our lives. We were in the middle of the Blitz, if we can call it that, and we needed something else to do. So when we got into the music industry, we had no thought of where it would go. But long as we were doing something other than what we were doing. And, you know, our peers around us at the time, like, we got some great artists, and now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what was really good too was that we was coming off the heels of the artists before us, which showed us the actual ropes of being an artist, like, be an individual. So in the 90s, you had all of these different sounds, all of these different styles. It was fun. You know what I'm saying? I think it's got to be something that I've done. The one thing that I've done in my life that I don't have no regrets about.
That's dope.
Being a part of this music industry.
What was the introduction into music for you?
Professionally, of course. I mean, just dealing with Fame. Fame is like my brother. He had already put out a record, and Fame was literally about to do. He was in the middle of doing his first album because he was on a compilation called The Hill That's Real. Him and my boys Lays put together, but Fame had like 4 records, and then he had wrote 3 records for other people on the record. And then he was getting into his solo, and he asked me to do a record with him because we grew up together, so he knew I rapped. We did a record called How About Some Hardcore. It wasn't even finished, and we literally got a deal with an unfinished record.
Wow.
I mean, really unfinished. It was my very first time in the studio. I had never rapped that hard in my life, so I couldn't get past I got through the first verse, cool. Fame did his verse, and then when I went to go do the second verse, like my throat was killing me. I was like, I can't do this. I got maybe like a quarter way through the second verse. We went back to the crib, and I just listened to the record maybe 1,000 times because I've never heard myself come through speakers. You know what I mean? Yeah. And a week later, my boy Lays pulled up. He got papers in one hand. He got another envelope in another hand. He like, yo, they want to do a deal. Here's what they want to give us, and here's the paperwork. I'm like, really? It's so crazy though, bro, because let's move forward to Ante Up, right? So people understand what Ante Up mean, and people go, okay, it's the old Brooklyn way, the stick up kid thing. I was literally in the middle of a stick up when Fame came to get me and asked me to come to the studio. Had I continued with the stick up, there may not be no M.O.P. as the world know it. You know what I mean? I decided to go with Fame to the studio, and we created IOMOS Marad.
Wow.
And here we are now.
Well, I'm glad he came to get you. I'm glad he scooped you up.
Look, I'm glad I went with him because, dude, you don't understand. I was after a oil truck, right? Back then, it was COD. Mm-hmm. So he had all of this cash on him. I watched him go through East New York, all the way through Brownsville to the top of the hill. It's the amount of money he could have had was ridiculous, right? And as I'm thinking about it, he could have had a shitload of money because back then, you're buying oil $500,000 a pop. I watched him make at least 7 stops. Wow, dude, I would have been rich right there.
Yeah.
but Fame came to get me, and he's like, "Yo, I asked you gonna do the record with me?" I said, "Yeah, let me know when." He like, "Now?" I said, "You mean now? Like right now?" He like, "Yeah, now." I got I got shiny object in my hand, and I'm watching the oil truck dude. I'm about to go down there and borrow something from him, and I turned around and looked at Fame. He kept looking at me with these eyes. I said, "Oh man, come on, let's go." Man, and that's how it happened.
Man, that's dope.
that was my introduction into.
Wow, that's a great story. That's a great story. You mentioned Brownsville, and I wanted to throw it over to IOMOS to follow up on some Brownsville.
For me, I'm originally from the South Side of Chicago, so I know how the South Side of Chicago shaped me. So I just want to know, what is it about? It's a lot of MCs from Brownsville, like yourself, Lil Fame, Master Ace. You know what I'm saying? The list is long, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to know, what does Brownsville mean to you, and how did Brownsville, being raised in East New York, how did that shape you? You know what I'm saying? Well, musically and as a man, as a black man.
Yeah. Well, musically, it gave me, okay, so when people say M.O.P., if you're not an M.O.P. fan, I've heard this a lot. People go, yo, they always yelling, they always loud, right? So being from Brownsville, when we came into music or just everyday life, we felt like we had to be loud because we were speaking for that part of society that people try to forget about. And so that's how it happened through music. That's where music, the content and the way that we delivered the vocals, that was influenced by Brownsville and Chicago type, Compton and, Newark, New Jersey, like that. And just life period, as a young kid, we really didn't understand the value of life, sort of the same situations that's going on in Chicago right now, that the world, people that haven't been to Chicago, didn't know about Chicago. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know that until now with, all the media going on, all the social media and all that, and news and all of that. So our life was basically the same thing. You know what I mean? It was just a rough neighborhood, and we didn't know the value of life. So anything that's catastrophic was just normal. Right. You know what I mean? Or it seemed normal, which is crazy. As you grow, as I grew up and I'm going through life and I'm having kids now, I'm like, man, I don't understand. Sorry, guys. I don't understand how kids don't understand the value of life. I know I didn't then, but now I get it. I'm like, this ain't a PlayStation, bro. You can't, like, you can't just go, you know what, let me go again. When it's over, it's over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I see them on the internet, regardless of what part of the country they in, because it's a Chicago everywhere, it's a Brownsville everywhere. And they're on on Instagram and Twitter and all of this with these Glocks with these extended clips that they don't even know how to shoot.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people don't, and we all was doing it wrong when we was in the middle like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you? And I hate to have these kind of talks, but how do you shoot a 40 caliber handgun with one hand rapidly and expect to hit your target?
Exactly.
It's an explosion going off in your hand every time.
Yes,
and
sir.
this is why the target doesn't get hit. The little girl 2 blocks away on the second floor get hit.
Exactly.
You can't hold it steady.
Right.
It's an explosion. So it's boom, 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 boom. You'll never hit your target.
Absolutely.
And as kids, because I was in the middle of it, I understood just making the noise was amazing. You know what I'm saying? This was what excited us. Just making this noise was amazing. But somebody's in front of that barrel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, wow, how come we can't talk? And if we got that much of a problem, let's go ahead and fight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and fight. Or let's just stay away from each other, because even though I might be in the right state of mind, like, God, we're going to pluck it out. If I pluck you out, now you want to go get your ratchet.
Right.
Why do somebody got to die, though, bro?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's rough, man. So it's the same everywhere, brother.
Do you think
Thank you.
Do you think your involvement in music brought that wisdom to you?
I think so, because me traveling places around the world, there's places around the world I've been to, bro, that they don't understand how it's like we're immune to this violence in America. Like, dude, if you go to Switzerland, it's the most beautiful country in the world. Yeah, they got some tough guys there. You know what I mean? Yeah, they got some knives and somebody got some guns and all that. But they don't go through it the way we go through it.
Yeah.
It's normal to us. Like, how is it normal to feel like you need to have, some hard bottom shoes, you need to have a black suit? Like, this is standard in the ghetto.
Yeah.
You gotta have this, right? You gotta have dress shoes and black suit and all that. And it's not like, I need to have this so I can go to a job interview.
Right.
It's like we're just gonna hang it up and wait for who get dropped next.
Wow. Yeah.
It's horrible, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's horrible. But it's the truth.
Yeah.
And you said you're from Cincinnati?
Yeah, I'm in Cincinnati. Yeah.
Right. Same deal.
Same deal.
It's everywhere. Same deal.
Yeah, like who said it in Ghetto Boys? Your hood's no harder than mine, or the world is a ghetto. That
the world
joint
is a ghetto, bro.
That's a dope joint.
That's true.
Well, you've had some incredible highs in your music, and some of those highs have included working with some of the best around, and wanted to swing it over to Profound to follow up on that.
Yeah, Billy, man, for the MCs in the house, you got you in here with all MCs, man. I want to know, man, can you talk about your dealings as an artist with DJ Premier, and what that's like and how he is as an OG? Because now you will be considered an OG, you know what I mean? And I just want to know, could you expound for somebody like me what that relationship is like, especially in the studio and putting those songs together?
Right. Well, in the beginning, meeting Premier, it was as close as you can get to the humanized version of God, right? Right. In the beginning, and it's still that, because I understand what his worth and I understand what he's done in the business. But now it's really more like I get in the studio with him, or I talk to him on the phone, and it's like, this is my favorite cousin that I haven't seen in 6 whole months. You know what I mean? It's just like just getting together and just having a moment. What he's done, I mean, he inspires the hell out of me, right? And he's honest. like most dudes, we got most artists and everybody around, like we got all these yes men. Premier's gonna tell you when he love it.
Right.
He's gonna tell you when he don't love it. And that's just gonna be it. You're gonna take it. He ain't gonna make you feel bad. You may feel bad because you might think this the one, but he's gonna tell you straight, that's not the one. He's so honest, bro. And I'm so grateful to have him in my corner as an artist and just as a friend. He took me around the world the first time in my life ever really actually leaving Brooklyn. It was because of him and Guru. They took me on a European tour. They took me around America first, and then they took me overseas, which was the most amazing experience I've ever had in my life. And just got off the phone with Premier earlier today, and it was just a regular conversation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and this is DJ Premier. When I say, like, let's understand, let's be clear, and I always want to give him his props. Partially responsible for the success of Jay-Z, Nas, Biggie, M.O.P., a shitload of others. So amazing. He made it cool for Christina Aguilera to get love in the projects, right? Yo, this is amazing. And he's humble. Yeah. You may not never run across anyone else in this business as humble as he is. You know what I mean? And that's my guy, DJ Premier. I love him. Past death. That's my
dope.
dude.
That's dope. Yeah. Speaking of him, you mentioned Guru, and Neville was wondering, what was it like working with Guru?
Amazing. Look, was that a trick question? It's Guru, dude. Dude, let me tell you something. I put up a post a couple months ago about the most amazing voices in hip hop. And I had some dudes on there. But Guru, I definitely had to have Guru in there. And people might go, oh, no, because that's family. No. Think about it. Before we got attached like that, the dude, they had put out a few Gangstar records, and his voice was nuts. Like he had this, his rap voice was his speaking voice. It was the most elegant voice I've ever heard. And the tone was just nuts, bro. Yeah. And he was a genuine dude, super smart, right? Dope lyricist, quirky and crazy at the same time, but still solid. You know what I'm saying? Like I can remember on that very first tour, like I talked about M.O.P. going overseas, and Guru, and I don't know if I should tell it, but I'm gonna tell it because I can tell it, right? Guru gets mad about something. Something's happening. And he goes, you know what? If it wasn't for M.O.P., I would leave the tour. It was his own tour. You know what I'm saying? Look me right in my face. If it was not for y'all, I would leave the tour. Now, never mind how many shots of fucking Hennessy he had that night, right? Never mind that. Just the fact that he said it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was a great guy, man. Rest in peace to my guy.
Rest in peace for sure.
Yeah.
While we're on this tip, I want to see if you can clear something up. I saw a conversation the other day. Someone said that M.O.P. was in Gangstar Foundation, and then someone said, no, that's not true. They were not in Gangstar Foundation. Were you all officially in Gangstar Foundation?
We are a part of Gangstar Foundation because of the rides that we had. Like we didn't come into the business with them,
right?
You know what I mean? But the rides that we had, see, it was more than just music.
Yeah,
it was. You know what? Let's clear this club out. You know what? Let me make sure this dude's safe, and Premier, and making sure this one's safe, and we merged like that. So they are all a part of the first family, and we are all a part of the Gangstar Foundation.
That's
so
dope.
I don't know who made the post, but if you ask Premier, he's gonna say these same exact words I just said to you.
You know, people say all kinds of stuff online, so
I love it. They're trolls. I love it.
There are a lot of trolls. That's for sure.
I love it.
Before we jump into your new album and talk about that a little bit, I have to ask you about the Ante Up joint. You know, because I was telling Profan, like, I'm a very straight dude, like, you know, very calm, collective. I'm gentle. Right. Like my dad was like that. That's how I've always been.
Right.
Annie Up comes on, I just want to turn into another person and just throw somebody out the window. It's just like, there's so much energy in that song. You know, you can't listen to that song. You have to engage with that song. You know, you have to move your body and do something. What was that like creating that song?
For us, again, we was raising our voice to, speak for that part of society people try to forget about. And really, see, I'm gonna tell you the true story, right? The true story is we were in a bit of a tug of war with the record company, right? So as we're creating the album, Warriors hadn't even created Annie Up yet. We created all these records, and then we were in this tug of war. We need to get them to put up some bread. We need some things to happen. We stopped the album and made an EP called Handle Your Business, just to throw it out there to get people excited. People got excited. Now we go back with some ammunition to the label, and they still was trying to front. So now DR comes up with this beat. Fame finds the concept. Fame finds the beat, come up with the concept, Annie Up. So a lot of people think that Annie Up was only about robbery. It sounds like that. But it was like Annie Up. Like, dude, like we've been here 4 albums. I'm talking about destroyed your top rappers on the stage and in the booth. You still don't want to give us the props that we deserve. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's more about Annie Up. And again, like I said, we lift our voice so we can make sure we drive it into people. That record and other records as well, has gotten M.O.P. Like it pushed us further and further. Yeah. Did get us banned from every major city in this country.
Really?
Yeah. But it worked. You know what I'm saying? It worked. It did what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to ruffle some feathers, and it did just that.
Did it ruffle feathers at anyone at the label when you turned it in, or did it just go over their heads that you were addressing it to them in a sense?
Yeah, of course. No, it definitely went over their heads, because if you listen to the content of the song, it doesn't sound like we're addressing it directly at the label we were on. It was just the industry, period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, period. How could you not say we're not dope? Like, all right. Yeah. And at that point, we didn't understand the how things worked in the music industry. Like, they play every record that, like the DJ, like I would be beefing with the DJs. Like, how come y'all don't play our records? But you'll see them at the light listening to M.O.P., which didn't make sense to me. As a young kid, I didn't get that. All I could do was, you know what? When I see you, I'm going to beat you with a baseball bat because you deserve it. But now, as a grown man, I totally understand. Like, we didn't give you content to play. If you do an M.O.P. clean, it's straight up instrumental, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't their fault. I didn't get it though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So as a young kid, I'm like, man, we just want you to play my record, so now I want to see you about that. Yeah, but and we didn't understand that there was, if there's a big label that's moving a new artist or artist that's not as good as you, the radio station is going to play their records because they've been moving money in that circle for 20 plus years. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it was. But whatever. Annie Up. I got what I deserved out of it and still getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, thank you for that behind the scenes story. That's still one of my favorite songs of all time.
And then you'd go and turn it up another notch and put Buster on the remix. You go and tear it all the way down.
That's right.
That's right. Buster Bus went in, bro.
Didn't he? That's a dope dude. Speaking of which, what time is it right now?
10:40.
All right, 10:40. So in about 60 minutes, 70 minutes, we're gonna be dropping the world premiere of that Czar remix video, Busta Rhymes and M.O.P. So dope. make sure y'all be here for that one.
We will definitely that out. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Definitely. That's a dope joint. So let's go ahead and fast forward to not too long ago. Just released this album, The Listening Session. How do you feel about the response it has been getting?
It's nuts, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. So I'm doing everything is being done independently. Myself and my team. And really it's about the title, right? It's the listening session. I want you to listen.
Yeah.
I don't really want you to do the ante up. I know I could do ante up. I didn't want you to do that. I want you to listen. So I connected with the producer Too Busy from Switzerland. Dope producer. He started sending me these beats that just made me want to listen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wrote the lyrics that I wrote, the patterns, what I wrote about, was designed for you to listen. So this is why we call it the listening session.
Yeah.
And to go back a few steps to the internet and how the trolling happens. A few years ago, there was, I don't know if it was a male or female, young or old, but I get hold of me a troll, right? And they going, Billy, you was never that dope. You whack. You're not that good. You garbage. Sit down. Go fill out an application at Staples. I was like, oh man. So what I did was I took that negative comment and utilized it as fuel to make sure this piece that I put out, the listening session, is basically designed or driven by him. You know what I mean? So I made sure everything I wrote was I was right on top of everything. You know what I'm saying? So I just want him to know that I could rap. So I appreciate him for giving me the fuel to put this whole thing together. And just to clear something else up, it's not a project. It's just a release. So the project is called the Billy Dance Project, which is an ongoing project. So March of 2019, I put out something called a 6-pack, which is my version of a single, but it's a 6-part single. It's just one single for me, but it's 6 songs. In October of 2019, I put out The Baker's Dozen. Again, my version of my second single, which is the 13-part single. Now I give you the listening session, which is my version of my third single, which is a 12-part single. So all in 3 singles, which would come before any album, 2 to 3 singles. In 3 singles, I gave you 31 songs. So the album hasn't come yet.
Wow.
So I'm still putting that together.
Wow.
Almost done though, but I do got about close to 30 records for the album.
Man, will all those go on there? Or are you gonna select?
No. Yeah, I'll just select
them down.
Yeah. Dude, I got so many records, it's ridiculous.
I can't wait for that. Can't wait for that. One of the things I like about your third single, the listening session, is and this we talked to Fredro Starr last week, and this similar to him, in that a lot of people will remember you and think M.O.P. And if they haven't followed you, they think M.O.P. But this shows a different side. It shows like you were saying, more lyrical in a different sense. It's just kind of more laid back, and it's dope. It's dope. I like both sides of you. So
thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Southern man, we got big dreams, but can't find the motivation. Eager to win, but we ain't got that kind of patience. Come on, man. Come on, man.
That line is fire,
man.
Bro.
Yeah, MCs, man. Hey, man. Bars, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Thank you, bro. That's one of my favorites. Did y'all get a chance to see the video to that?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I ain't seen it yet.
Where did you? Where did you film that video?
We drove to Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we was doing some filming out there for some other stuff anyway. Okay. So we drove out to Pennsylvania, and my guy, the director Hitman, is his full name. The director Hitman. He want me to make sure I let everybody understand that. That's my guy. So he put it together for me. And I love the whole concept of the video. I love the concept of the song, just like all the other songs on the record. Like, it wasn't just rapping for me, and I wasn't rapping on this particular release. I was explaining. So every song I'm doing more explaining. I'm not rapping because it's really too easy to rap. So, you know what I'm saying? It's really too easy to rap. So I figured I'd explain. And I wanted people to see a different side of me because people think that we're animals. Just because the way we create music and what's happened at shows, which was never really our fault, but people get this, you know, some energy get riled up. You get some slam dancing going on, a couple elbows or whatever. Some chicks get knocked out. It's not our fault, bro. You know what I mean? So, but you know what I mean? So I just wanted to display something. Like I said, the dude that was trolling me, I thank for whoever you are. I hope you can contact me, man. There's definitely no hard feelings. I wasn't mad about anything you said, and I thank you for giving me this fuel.
Yo, that's dope that you turned that around on them. That's dope. That's super dope. If you're tuning in, make sure you check out the album if you haven't. It's called The Listening Session with producer Too Busy by Billy Danze. Before you get out of here, Billy Danze, wanted to know if you would play a very quick game with us. It'll be the hardest thing you ever do in your life. I will show you an album cover. I'll tell you, the name and the title for the podcast listeners, and you tell us the first word, one word that comes to your mind. Are you down for this before you
Let's
go?
do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. First album.
I hope my internet go back, but go ahead.
First one is Moment of Truth by Gangstar.
Oh my God. Moment of Truth. That's what came to my head.
Yeah,
that's the
works.
Most. All of them songs are crazy, but that song, so you got to remember, I was there.
I was
there. So when he first played that song for me, I was like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
Ooh, that thing was mean.
That song is incredible. All right, Follow the Leader by Eric B. and Rakim.
That's all that come to my head is.
I told you it's gonna be the hardest thing you ever do.
No, let me tell you why. It's not even that hard. But Rakim is my favorite artist.
Wow.
So this man is the most incredible rapper in the history of hip hop. And I'm a rapper, right? Wow. I'm not going to even front. Like if for some weird reason, someone got really drunk, fell and bumped their head and gave me the Lyricist of the Year award or something like that, I'm going to hand it to him. That dude is nuts, yo.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah, he's
nuts, man.
Did you read his book? Did you get his book?
I didn't, but I'm gonna go knock on his door tomorrow and see if I can.
Right on.
Fire, bro.
All right, last two. Wanted Dead or Alive, Cool G Rap, DJ Polo.
Oh, no, you didn't. God. Is that the joint with Ill Street Blues?
Racism, ain't it?
Ill Street Blues, I think that was on. I don't think that was on this one.
Blues was on.
That was on the next one.
Yeah,
sure. This was Streets in New York.
In the streets of New York. So, oh my God, dude.
That's dope.
Yo, Coogee, let me tell you something. I went to a Coogee rap show in Switzerland, right? And I might have been the biggest fan in the building. Like, I know they love them and know what they do, but Coogee rap, dude, I still don't understand. And he still raps the same way. He still raps the same way. His pen is crazy. Like, crazy, bro. Like,
yeah, it is.
He ain't regular. Like, those three albums right there, the artists from those three albums, and the DJ's nuts. But those three rappers right there, they belong on Mount Rushmore, bro.
For real.
Belong there. So and I don't take nothing from anybody's top five, right? Either Biggie, Nas, Jay-Z, boom, boom, boom. I love them. Those are my peers. I love them and I think they're dope. But those dudes right there actually made songs that I said, damn, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh,
yeah.
Jesus, those dudes are nuts. All right, come on.
Last one here before you got to go. Last one. This is Word Life by OC.
Oh, I think my dude. That's what comes to my head.
My dude, yes.
My dude, because OC is genuine. OC is the only person in my entire career, right, that I've asked to be on a record.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's the only one.
Wow.
Why was OC?
Because see, when I think about artists, I never think about them as how dope they are or if they're not good enough. I want to know who they are. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You don't got to be that amazing. We can figure out how to make the song amazing. You know, I say it's only music. It's vibes. But OC is a genuine dude, and he's always felt the same way. So he was just in the studio one day because D&D had 3 rooms. He was in the studio, and as we playing this record, like, boom, we see, you on your way to the bathroom, boom, OC go that way. All right, cool, boom. You on your way to the front desk, OC go that way, whatever. And as I'm playing this record, I'm going, this is perfect for OC. Went right in there and got him, I need you to get on this record. First dude ever in the history of M.O.P. that we asked to be on the record.
That's dope. He's one of the illest for sure.
Yeah. His voice is nuts too. He raps like he might be the flyest dude in the room. Right?
Yeah.
He sound like that when he rap, Super confident, man, and dope. He deserved all the props and credit that he get as an MC and more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And actually, I'm hitting OC tomorrow, man. I'm gonna holler at OC, man. I'm gonna get one done with him.
Hit
get
him
another
up.
one done with him.
Yeah, that would be super dope. Billy Danze, is there any way that you like people to follow you online? To check
of course. Out? Of course. Check me out on Instagram, of course, Billy Danze, M.O.P. On Twitter, Bill Danze, M.O.P. And on Facebook, just Billy Danze. Just look for the cool old head. You're going to find me. I'm there.
Right on, man.
Artists, not just artists, but people, period. Like, I'm always open for discussion, for any kind of discussion. I really want to get this across to people. Like, people think just because you're a rapper or you rap the way that you rap, like you're not a human being. You don't go through emotions or don't deal with things. I've been through a lot in my life. Not just in the music, but just life, period. And I'm always here to help. So if anybody want to holler at me, you hit me on the social media or find me on my, email me at webillhits@gmail.com. Anything. You might have some issues with your baby mama, you know what I mean? You might have some issues here, there. You know what I mean? Just holler at me because I'm here to talk. I understand how it is when you don't have someone to talk to.
Yeah.
So I'm here to play my part and do my job, champ.
Yo, that's super dope, man. Well, we really appreciate all you've done, all the music, the great inspiration, and entertainment over the years, man, and all you stood for, and just appreciate your time tonight too. So thank you so much for being with us, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you guys for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Peace, Billy. Good to see you, bro.
Peace, champ. We'll get up, all right?
All right. Sounds good. Peace, man.
I'm gonna hit that email.
Yeah, hit me, bro. I'm here.
I'm at you.
All right, my brother.
Cool.
Peace.
Yes. If you're tuning in, that was the one and only Billy Danze from M.O.P., a legendary MC. Man, that was dope.
That was real
dope. Takeaways from the conversation, fellas.
We forgot to ask Neville's question.
Well, we were running a little low on time. You talking about the big pun question?
Before he left, I was gonna chat it, but I was like, you was wrapping him up. So
we want to respect people's time.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that way, when you respect people's time, they give you more, at the right time, So, I had more. I wanted to ask more too, but
me too, man. He's just a real dude, man.
Yeah.
Like, I've always loved M.O.P., man, from Lil Fame to Billy Danze, like just it's real ones that's in the game, bro. And them two are definitely one of the real ones. Like Phaedro, you know what I'm saying? Like it's speechless, man. Like I'm in awe. I couldn't even think of anything to say because it's like, man, we talking to Billy Danze, Joe. M.O.P., Joe, like what? And it's just refreshing when you always meet like people that you look up to in hip hop and they so down to earth and cool, bro. It's refreshing, man. It's very refreshing, man. I love that, man. I love that, man.
Yeah, that's dope. Profound. How about you? Any takeaways from the conversation?
Man, he was, very humble guy, man. Really cool, man. And it was just dope because I guess if you did judge by what you heard on M.O.P., I guess you would think that, they would seem a lot more hardcore, you know what I mean, in person or whatever, man. But like he said, though, he done lived a lot of life too. So, but it was dope, man. I mean, his perspective is dope, man. And you know, I can see, you know, he got a lot to offer, you know what I mean? Just speaking wise and in general, man, just overall knowledge in the game, period, and just in life. So you can tell he got a lot to offer, man.
Yeah, and what stuck out to me, man, was that story he told about how he got into music with Lil Fame, you know, coming to pick him up. And, you know, when I had asked him about, like, you know, where'd you get that wisdom to start learning, you know, different ways? And he, you know, it was music, just the power of music, and not just music, like the power of following a passion that you have.
Right.
You know, I always felt like if you follow your passion, that passion will provide a way, you know, in a good way, you know, not a way to destruction or, you know, bad decisions. I mean, we always make bad decisions, no doubt, but you know what I'm saying? Like it'll take you on a path that will pull you towards, you know, something good if you follow your passion.
Like he said, like, you know, come on, he had the ratchet in his hand.
Yeah, that wild.
He was thing, bro.
That's wild.
You know, I mean, to make that decision and go ahead and say, like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and go with my man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It could have easily made, you know, another decision. You know what I mean? And then, like you said, we're not talking about M.O.P. today.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm glad he made the decision he did, because man, some classic
material. You want to even think about the position that he was in. Like, just my imagination takes me, like, he must have been really hurting for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm about to go do.
Right.
And Fame just like, man, I'm about to go to the studio, come do this thing with me, man. He was like, I could see it in his eyes. Like, he had this look in his eyes, like, he was like, all right, man, I'm gonna go roll with you to the studio. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that, to me, that's the power of hip hop. Like, it'll make you turn away from doing something that could possibly fill your pockets, and you like, nah, I'm gonna go do what I really love to do, which is be an MC or be a DJ or make a beat, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the power of hip hop, man.
Yeah. Speaking of the power of hip hop, we got another powerful guest next Thursday. We have Drez from Black Sheep. Man. Now I have to say this. I think this is, well, hands down, this is the chat I'm the most excited about yet, because you have no idea how much that album meant to me. A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing.
Album, man.
It is.
And damn,
get that boy. When I went to go get it, bro.
Yeah. So many memories to that one.
Flavor out this month.
Right.
Love that album.
Oh man.
The fit just feels so good. It's such great production. And then, you know, Drez is one of the illest when it comes to how he delivers his lyrics, you know.
Exactly.
So good. Cool. I also have to shout out Neverless. Yo, Neville, my daughter, I have to tell this story. I know we're still live, but people might appreciate this. My daughter saw a text come through and she looked at my phone. I don't know where she got the S, but she said, Dad, somebody named Neverless just texted you. It's like, all right. I like that name, Neverless. So anyway, thanks for being here tonight, Neville. Appreciate you. Cool. Well, listen, if you're tuning in, before we get out of here, let's give some shout outs. Profound, who you want to shout out tonight?
Man, you know, shout the kids out, man. Amir, Zakir, Rosalina, Ariel, Daima, Elijah, Mama Pro, Till, Neville, Io. You know what I'm saying? My girl, Mandy B, kisses to you. Man, the mentors, Doug Infinite, No ID for sure, can't leave them out. Cool Out Chris and Urbanized Music, Nina. You know how we do. Chicago, you know how we do.
Chicago. Right on. Io, you got some shout outs for us?
Man, bro, we got a long list, man. I got to shout out y'all, my brothers, MC Till, Profound, my brother Neville. Just want to shout out my moms back in Chicago, all my people in the Go, and like Profound said, like the people that we looked up to, our mentors, Akbar, GQ, can't forget like Doug, No ID, you know what I'm saying? Just Juice, all the brothers that we looked up to, man, that shaped us and molded us. I was just having a conversation with my brother Quasi, man. Shout out to Quasi, Usual Suspect.
Usual Suspect.
Rich, you know what I'm saying? They're my people, man. They raised us up in this, you know. Shout out to Professor D at UIC. Shout out to Professor Hampton at U of T. She like supervising my work and my PhD. She was watching tonight, so shout out to my Professor Hampton, man. She the realest, yo, one of the realest. So shout out to her and my beautiful wife, man. You know what I'm saying? And the city of Toronto holding me down out here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my shout outs for the day. You feel me? Oh, I got to shout out to the Black Studies cohort too at U of T that I'm a part of. I got to rep my family, the BSC. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
Word up.
Right on. Cool. Yeah. Shout out you guys for sure. Shout out Neville. Shout out everyone on Clubhouse making noise, and shout out all the folks that support Everybody's Hip Hop Label either through a Patreon site or through the Bandcamp service. You pitch in some money every month to help us promote and market and stuff like that, so we really appreciate you. And shout out MJ for helping us get some of these super dope artists to come through the Boom Bap Chat. Really appreciate that. Obviously, big shout out to Billy Danze tonight, Lil Fame, M.O.P. Really appreciate Billy Danze for being here. Shout out to Drez, the Black Sheep, who will be here next Thursday night, 10ish p.m. And make sure you tune in to that next Thursday. All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. Peace.